It's Homebrew Wednesday again. 32 is it? I can't remember. 32 I think it is. Anyway, not much to report. We've got the hop update. The brew shed's been changed around. I'll chuck the videos in for those in a little while. Cheers to Taxi, aka Taxi, the competition winner me. I received my 2 packs of US-05 and a bonus of his Hefe Weizenbier, or his girlfriend's brewed Hefe Weizenbier, so we'll be giving that a taste possibly next week, as this week is the last of the Welsh homebrewers homebrew tastings. Unfortunately, it's the end. The shelf is empty up there, apart from empties. So we better be prepared this week. I'll open up. Better get the glass. Got a few to choose from. Right, bottle. Took the precaution of chilling this one down for an hour. So just to make sure, remember, safety first. DIY second. We're going in. Oh, I can smell it even with my safety equipment on. I ain't pulled it out yet and you're ready for a pinching me beer. All clear. We can remove safety provisions. You never know. Beer drinking can be dangerous. Did have a little drip. Right, one of Dave's super labels. If you check out his channel, he has got a detailed how-to on how he does his labels. It's worth a look if you're interested in enhancing your bottles as well as the brew inside. It's nice and clear, even though it is obviously a dark brown. You smell the malt, not too much hop. I'm going to go in for the dive because I'm thirsty and dry. Yeah, there's the bitterness there. Definitely malt. You can taste some roasted flavours, sort of dark malts. And the bitterness. Certainly a tonsil pleaser. And it's carved. Right, well I was going to put another little segment in, but I haven't filmed it. Actually I could go and film it now. But while I'm doing that, you'll be watching the hop update and the brew shed bit. So I'll go and taste some more of Mr. Welsh Brewer's fantastic beer. Cheers, Dave. And go and film the other segment of a heat element. Time for another hop update. Here's the outside ones. As you can see, the rope marker line. Not really a lot gone on with growth wise yet again. Seem to be green and healthy. They just seem to have peaked and not done a lot else. They're staying at the fence line. They seem to, hopefully they're probably just putting all their energies into the root base. Seems to be anyway. I know the plant they came from is producing flowers, so there is another one at the house that doesn't produce any hop cones. So whether it's a male plant or something, I don't know. It never has done in the 3 seasons I've been up there. Anyway, let's have a look at these potted ones. Well, they have got still the slight signs. If the camera's picking it up, there are little cones forming on these ones. That one there, there's several on there. But, leaves are a bit pale, and we've had a little bit of beetle damage or caterpillars. They seem to have all disappeared now. They've decimated my crop of broccoli. I've got nothing but stalks left. And my crop of lettuce and rocket have all been munched by the bleeding dogs. Anyway, I'll show you a little brew shed update. We've installed the stainless steel bench. Had a change round. Still stand outside to get it in, but I just got some cheap plastic shelving I had in one of my sheds. As you can see, I can store the fermenters on the sides, and I can put a slight gravity system in with the Burco 33 litre boiler being used as an HLT, and that can go down to the mash tun, which is still ready for use, and then across to the burner, which is on the new stainless table with my smaller pot, and I've got my 70 litre pot there, the other 60-70 litre pot which I picked up from the auction. Down the bottom we've got me big jam pan which I can use for partial mini mashes. There's the other 2 large pots, one inside there and an even larger one there as well, which I'll probably be putting those on eBay shortly. That's come in handy, it works for what I need. I've got my water chiller stored in an old FV, and my sparge arm which I can't use yet because I need a pipe that will fit this, which is about 1 inch in diameter. So I need something to go on there to run into the hose. Also got to change this hose because it's just a washing machine one, which obviously isn't food grade. I'll put my extra wine rack in on the wall with all my empties stored. Another one down there, and that's about it. And down out there, past all the junk, can't see very well, it's too glary. Here's a nice apple tree. Let's go and have a look. Here's the apple tree. Got a bit of windfall, so we've lost a few. But I'll be able to retrieve some of them. But the old waspies are starting to munch into some. Well, I've just bought myself a juicer from the local Argos. I had a £10 voucher I've had kicking around for ages, so I've just picked the juicer up for 15 quid. So I'm going to juice them up, add them to a bit of cartoned apple juice. If I need any, there might be enough to produce a 4 litre batch. I've just had a little play with it and got a glass full out of a couple of apples. So some homegrown, home-brewed cider. Right, here's that old wallpaper stripper I was talking about that I haven't got the cap for. And you needed one of those computer type leads, but you need the one with a slot in the top because they cunningly, I don't know whether it's going to pick it up, I'll try with a light, put a little screw right up there so you can't get an ordinary one in. I will be back in a moment just to test it. I don't know whether you can hear that, but it's working. It's the second time I've tested it, but this is obviously the first time I've done it on video. I don't know whether it will go inside there, but it's a normal kettle type element, but obviously it's a heavy duty one because it's designed to be on constantly while you're generating steam for wallpaper stripping. Well, it's now coming up to the rolling boil. It's been probably a tad over 5 minute mark. Hasn't tripped out or hop diffuse or anything else. So I think Mr. Hamworth did express some interest in it, but I hadn't had a chance to locate a plug and test it. But if you still want it, the plug's with it, or the socket, and the little bit of heat-proof butyl cable obviously works. It's chucking out steam. I'll just turn it off now. Same, if anyone wants a couple of old bathroom extractor fans, 4-inch type, I still have those. Same thing, if you just cover the cost of the postage, then I'll stick them in a box for you and send them to you if anyone needs any brew shed extraction or anything. Anyway, it's time to get back to that lovely beer, I think. Well, there we go. So the elements tested. It took me about, I think, 3 or 4 homebrew Wednesdays to get around to doing it. It was per chance that I was rummaging around on my workbench and found a lead that I knew would fit it. Because I still can't find my paper stripper for love of the money. Somewhere in there, in the depths of my garage, which has got the same type of lead. I did try it once before many moons ago and it worked. But, yeah, so there's a heating element and a couple of 4-inch old school extractor fans, a little enclosed one with a vent. A little 4-inch tubing on them that you put through your wall, cut your hole, fit some of that coily ducting hose, whatever. And that's about it, guys. I've retrieved a few other bits there. No brewing bargains this week. I haven't been at the auction. I've made use of the van and been able to get me plasterboard. So put a new ceiling in the little bedroom. So I've got to continue with that as my next onward project. If you remember my brass hose pipe connectors versus the plastic ones that didn't like sitting on the chiller with the water inside the tube heating up and melting the ends, you have to have your little adapter on from your 3/4 inch to your 1/2 inch. The problem I found, I don't know what make they are, but hose lock ones seem to fit on these brass ones, but these just don't seem to have quite the right pitch on the thread. They will start, but they won't go in nowhere near far enough. So I've been hunting for a brass alternative. Good old tool station, Screwfix's #1 enemy in the UK. Do this, 73p I think it is. Obviously you've got your rubber seal in the end, so that is a straight, famous last words, a straight screw on. I will use a little bit of PTFE tape as well. And the same, then that'll just screw on my 1/2 inch connectors that are soldered to my hose pipe, or the water chiller end. So we can be all brass all the way through. I will get another pair of these and another couple of fittings, because as some of you know, if you've watched my previous videos, I have got 2 15mm copper pipe water chillers, and I interlace the two together and then put a hose between the two so I can run it through the pair, rib cage style, where if I'm going to use that big 70 litre pot that you saw earlier, or if I'm just using the standard 30 litre pot, just put the one straight in, which is the size I designed it for. And a little free useless tip: if you've got your old Pringles, after you've enjoyed the contents, you're left with a carton and a top. Now the top does fit a few beer glasses. Keeps them bugs out on a summer's night from drinking your beer. And if you think they're sending beer mail, so recycle, don't throw. Well, that's about it. That's my useless tip to recycle a Pringles tube. The dogs have smelt the beer and turned up. Mrs. Norfolk quite liked the Welsh Brewer's Brown Ale. The Welsh Doom Brown Ale. But that is about it, guys. The only other thing I bought, as I think I said in the earlier segment with the hop update and the apple tree, is several apples on there, a couple of free carrier bags full anyway. So I bought myself a little cheap juicer, and I chucked a couple of a biggish apple and a medium sized average apple, I guess you could say, through that, and got a little 25 centilitre cup full of very sweet, very appley, skin flavoured apple juice with still a lot of sediment in it though. It looked not very appetising actually. Nearly as unappetising as my Sanford video if you watched that. But yeah, I thought, well, we'll see how much a tree's worth of apples produce into a demijohn, do a hydrometer test, and add some straight carton juice if it needs topping up. And I'm not sure whether I've got I know I haven't got any cider yeasts. I've got plenty of ale yeast, so at a push I could use one of them. I might have a wine yeast in there. I don't want to ferment it up too strong. Not sure whether to do it still or carved. Mind you, I've got to get it done yet. I've got some demijohns in here, and as I mentioned to Ben, I've got quite a few demijohns now. Even though I sold, I think 35 in the last 2 months, I've now accumulated, with the ones I keep for my own personal use, I've got 50. But unfortunately it's not worth posting any of them out, because if someone wants 2, that's going to cost 10 quid to post them, and you don't get any glue to put them back together again if they get smashed en route. Now, so I could be selling them online. But I do put them on eBay and Gumtree and whatnot, but obviously I can only sell them locally. £3 a pop, which is less than half the price of a new one from Wilco's. But if anyone wants a job lot and is coming up this way, we can't do a deal. But anyway guys, I think that's about it for me. I can waffle on a bit longer, but I'm not going to, because I want to sort out a few bits for work in the morning, and possibly have a little change around in the room where I can. Clear some of the beer crates out of the way. Got to tip some of the beer, unfortunately. I think the old chocolate stout's gone a little bit pungent. There's a distinct taste. After a few minutes of having it open, it sort of seems to oxygenate it, or once the air gets to it in the glass, it's, I don't know, like paint or something, I don't know. The German Dunkel I done at Christmas has gone the same as well. So they're just taking up space, and they're beyond drinkable. Well, for me anyway. Don't know about the boys, but it's just a pity really, because there's, I don't know, 40 bottles got to be tipped. That ain't drinkable. There's nothing else I can do with it. I ain't got to steal yet, so I can't steal it. Anyway, catch you later.